they do all the time. Yes, sir.
Are there any specific examples of how Tony Johnson allegedly manipulated this election supervisors for your case?
Well, let me put it this way. The only thing that we know that the numbers that came out, we didn't believe that to be true. And when I got a phone call that this has happened in multiple other elections, then that is something that you got to take a look at. And so we have information that Ms. Walker that is bringing to the table. I have reviewed lots of that information. I have reviewed plenty of what she has. We're not going to get on the hook to provide everything to the public and mess up the investigation. We're going to get it in the right hands. This is the opportunity to get it in the hands of the district attorney office and all those agencies that we just talked about, because it is real.
Supervisor, can you help me with the timeline? So you were watching the election returns, you got the numbers, you went to sleep, somebody then called and said this happened in other places, or what was the connection between what happened in Yazoo City and what happened in your race?
So, no, we wasn't watching the numbers that from the courthouse. We actually have people inside of those polling precincts that are working on the campaign. They was able to get the numbers immediately, and those numbers was reported to me in all these different precincts, and everything happened the same way in most of the precincts, and it's unheard of. And
what happened? What was it that happened?
The numbers. It's unheard of. I mean, the numbers, it's unbelievable. Not just to me.
The difference in the votes is what you're talking about. Okay.
Not just to me, but to anybody that lives in Hinds County District 2. They knows this, right? And so it became suspicious. And once again, that night at my office, my campaign place that we had our function that night, we was all stung. Everybody was saying something took place, something happened. And that is when the suspicious kicked in. And it was the following morning, sir, is when we received the information that this has taken place in other counties in 5 different cases. That is how we was able to put it all together. And that is why we're here today. And that is what we want investigated. I believe, was somebody else up there?
I'm here on behalf of Tony Johnson. If Mr. Archie is finished.
No,
Well, let me say this. Let me say this to this group. When we get done here, she's welcome to call her own press conference.
I'm doing it right now.
I don't know who she is.
Yes,
I know her name. I don't know who she's
You know who I am.
So-
you know who I am. Don't lie now, David.
so let me just
Tell
say-
the truth now, David. You know who I am. Exactly. This is America, and you're going to speak, and I'm going to speak as well.
This is going to go to the opinion of the people.
It is, and that's why
Everybody
I'm
have
going
a-
to give my opinion.
Ma'am, would you please, excuse me, ma'am, would
Yes.
you please respect the fact that I'm at the podium?
Okay. When he finished, I'm going to stand right
You
here
can file
on this
charge
public.
on the bar association.
Yeah, file whatever you need to file.
Y'all see what's
But
taking
I'm
place?
going to speak on behalf of Tony Johnson.
So, ma'am, would you please respect the
have
would you step
disrespected
aside?
this whole county. That's why you lost.
Ma'am, would you please?
No, I'm gonna
Have the
stand right here
respect.
on the same sidewalk you on. I pay my taxes.
No,
in this
I'm just
county.
asking you to please
And when
respect
you finish,
us.
I'm going to speak.
Right? Would you
Yes,
please do that?
yes.
I'm asking that of you. Thank you so much. Everybody have the right of being innocent to proven guilty. I want y'all to ask the question, who is the hired attorney that is going to represent Tony Johnson in this matter, and ES&S in this matter? We see that if they need to speak, I think it's more professionally to call your own meeting, to meet with the media and not come here and disrupt anything. is going to get to the public opinion of the people. The people know that Tony Johnson is a convicted felon that is walking around with a bracelet and have walked around with a bracelet and that is involved in elections. She did not get any jail time and she was not placed behind bars. What we're going to do here, along with Ms. Walker, make absolutely sure that this matter is investigated from top to bottom. And all of those that are involved, including the candidate, if they have to have handcuffs placed on them, and as Ms. Walker have told me, she want to be the person that walked Tony Johnson to her cell.
To her jail cell.
To her jail cell. Because it is a fact that these matters have taken place. Listen, I can take a loss. You don't get a chance to cheat and steal. One thing that I found out, when the dice is loaded, you can't win. The dice was loaded and we couldn't win. That's a known fact to any gambler. If you got a deck of cards that is marked and you playing in a card game, you won't win. We allegedly believe that Tony Johnson, C-E-S-N-S, had a deck of marked cards as well as the dice was loaded. And that is why we are here this morning. Any further questions concerning this matter? With that, I can